As you let go of old patterns, the old you, she's going to resist. And guess what, y'all? That is absolutely normal. Your mind will try to pull you back to what's familiar. That's what we call fear that's dressed up as comfort. Hey, tribe, hey. You're not going to wait until 2026 to get the dream life that you've been wanting. We're going to start building that right now. So I'm going to be honest. I don't care how long that you've been feeling stuck or how often you have felt unmotivated or how many times that you've had to feel like you've got to start over. The next 3 months, that's long enough for you to change the story. That is, if you are willing to commit with intention. The reason I know is because I've had to do the same thing with my own life. I know what it's like to be busy, to feel overwhelmed and still be called to do more because people want more. But I'm going to walk you step by step through month 1 of my 3-month reset. This is where the new version of you, this is where it's going to begin. So if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. If you are new, I'm Dr. Tracy A. This is Time and Choices, where we talk about reclaiming your time, protecting your peace, and making intentional decisions that align with the life that you say that you want. Now, if that sounds like where you are headed, then go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get started. We're going to call month number 1, we're going to call it the breakdown. Letting go of the old you. Yes, you're going to have to let her go. So, month 1, it is really about clearing a new space for the new you, mentally, emotionally, and physically. This month, this is where you're going to have to confront your patterns. You're going to have to look at those comfort zones. You got to look at those habits that's been holding you back. This is going to be the month where we start like shedding our skin like a snake. We're going to get rid of the things that don't align with us anymore. We're going to get rid of the clutter. We got to stop all that negative self-talk. We got to stop taking the commitments that drain our peace. Month 1, it is uncomfortable. I'll even say it's messy, but it is definitely necessary because if you are going to build the life that you want, you're going to have to release that old life because you've been on survival and not with intention. So the first thing we're going to do, the first thing, we're going to tell ourselves our truth without sugarcoating it. You cannot build a life that you refuse to confront. You can't do it. You can't make changes on something that you're not gonna confront. So those are going to be relationships that have kept you unfulfilled. That's going to be work that does not fulfill you. That's just going to be doing those things because they've been familiar. And we tell ourselves, oh, it's fine. But fine has become our new phrase for comfortable misery. Month 1 is the month that we're going to get honest with ourselves. We're going to sit down and you're going to have to take a look around at your life and you're going to have to say what is actually working and what isn't. What are the habits that have been keeping me stuck? What do I keep repeating just because I'm too scared to change? And let me tell you the hard part, the part that people really don't like to do, they don't like to tell the truth because they would rather have that old version than that new version. We're talking about the version where there are no excuses for how it has been, but the honest truth is what you're going to have to do. When you minimize how bad something makes you feel, then you're really minimizing that there's no motivation for you to change it. And that has nothing to do with shame. That has to do with ownership. Your life will start to shift when your honesty does. You cannot build this new life when you're still pretending that the old one didn't exist. You got to ask yourself, if I keep doing what I'm doing now, a year from now, am I going to be that same person or am I going to be different? And if your answer is no, don't look at that as a defeat, but look at that as your wake up call because awareness is where your transformation is going to start. You can't fix something that you pretend that doesn't exist. I know I just said a lot. So let me pause. Point number 2. We got to start taking care of our bodies. And this is probably one of the biggest lessons that I have learned as a physical therapist and as a woman with a BBL, a blessed, busy life. Stay with me. What I do know is that when you take care of your body, everything else, it will get easier. Your energy, your mood, your discipline, all of it is impacted by the movement you do, your sleep patterns, the hydration, the fuel, and the food that you give your body. In month one, I want you to just pick one, just one realistic thing that you can do consistently to show your body that you care. For example, you can take a 10 to 15-minute walk most days. You could actually stretch either before you get out of bed or once you get out. You could have a cup of water before you start your morning coffee. It can be anything. I'm not looking for an overhaul. I'm looking for just one intentional thing. That one thing is going to let your mind and your body know you're in stewardship mode. When your body feels better, showing up for the rest of your life, it won't feel like you're in some kind of a fight. Okay. So, the third point, we're going to detach from those things that's draining us. So, this first month, it is about release. That means detaching from those things that quietly sap away our energy. You can't elevate while you're still entertaining those things that are pulling you back. And if you're being honest, then you already know what some of those things are. I'm talking about those constant distractions, those drama filled conversations, the people who leave you emotionally exhausted every time you interact with them. Some of the people in the patterns that you love, they just may not fit into this new version of you that we're trying to create, that we're trying to design. This month is your emotional detox month. It's your clearing the noise so that you can finally hear you again. It's letting go of the chaos, letting go of the people pleasing, letting go of the overgiving, and getting rid of the environments that make you question your self worth. Peace, it probably feels unfamiliar because you have been in survival mode. But this is a season for growth. And for growth, you're going to have peace. You got to have it. Detachment doesn't mean that you don't care. It just means that you're deciding to not carry what's not yours anymore. So we've got to get to where we want to make ourselves comfortable before we always make everybody else comfortable. Before we give anybody any more of our time, attention, and energy, we got to ask ourselves, is this draining me or is it developing me? And if it's draining you, it's not in alignment. And alignment is going to require that there's a release. Number 4, we're going to declutter our physical and our mental spaces. Y'all, you can't create new energy while standing in old chaos. I almost want to repeat that, but I know y'all heard me the first time. And I'm not just talking about the stack of mail that's over on your kitchen counter or the closet door that won't close. I'm talking about the mental and the digital declutter too. It's hard to evolve in an environment that constantly reminds you of the person that you used to be. So this month, in month 1, I want you to make intentional space. Clean one room, heck, just clean a corner of a room. Clean your car. Get your desk in good working order. You're going to be surprised at how that's going to change your mindset because your surroundings, they won't reflect that you're overwhelmed. And then I want you to get deeper. I want you to unfollow accounts that make you compare yourself to others without appreciating who you are. I want you to stop the negativity, the gossip, and the constant chatter. Every scroll, every song, every conversation, it is either feeding your growth or it's feeding your distractions. Your environment needs to match the peace that you're trying to build. And when your space it starts to feel lighter, your thoughts are going to be clearer. And that's when the clarity will start to flow. So before you try to change your life, Change what's around you. Your environment, it's your mirror. It will reflect what you're ready to receive. Our last point, we're going to sit in discomfort instead of avoiding it. Y'all, I promise you, as you let go of old patterns, the old you, she's going to resist. And guess what, y'all? That is absolutely normal. Your mind will try to pull you back to what's familiar, even if familiar was unhealthy. Y'all, that's what we call fear that's dressed up as comfort. This is that in between period that nobody likes to talk about. It's the space where you've walked away from the old version of you, but that new version of you, sis, she's still not there. It's a quiet space. It's an uncomfortable space. And if you're not careful, that silence will make you think that you're doing something wrong, but it is actually the silence is where your transformation is happening. It's where you're learning how to exist without that constant noise and without the distractions and without the need of having validation of other people. So instead of running back to the old habits, we just gonna sit with them. We're gonna sit in stillness. We're gonna sit with the urge to be distracted. We're gonna we're gonna sit with avoidance. And every time we choose stillness over chaos, we're strengthening self-control. Every time we choose reflection over our reaction, we are building emotional maturity. And every time we stay present in the uncomfortable, we are proving to ourselves that we can change. The version of you this month, it's not going to come from perfection. It's going to come because you won't quit. And that means that you are ready for the next level. If you're still here with me, then that tells me one thing. You're ready. You're not just watching, you're choosing. You're deciding that your life deserves more than the leftovers of your energy, of your attention, and of your time. Month one, it is the hardest because it's when you have to face yourself. But it's also the month that will set you free. And so here's what I want you to remember as we start this journey. You don't have to transform overnight. As a matter of fact, you can't. You don't even have to have all the answers because you won't. You just got to make one intentional decision at a time. Release what drains you. Care for your body. Clear and organize your space. Tell yourself your honest truth. Sit with the discomfort long enough for clarity to rise. Because those 5 things are going to help us break cycles. That's how we're going to build our discipline. And that's how we're going to become the versions of our best selves that we see in our spirits. Tribe, I know this video spoke to you. So go ahead, hit subscribe, hit like, drop in the comments below that one intentional decision. This is where your momentum will meet your mindset. And you just made the first choice. That's to take care of you. I'm Dr. Tracy A. Design your day. Decide your life. And I'll see you in the next video.